We are live. Woohoo! We are live. Classic us. That is so cool. Like, I'm here.
Here,
That's
present,
good. That's
present,
you say present.
present.
You present
I'm
here.
present. Here, present.
Here, present.
Present.
I don't know. Let me take this. Yeah, y'all know I'm menopausing still. So you may see me put on a sweater, take off a sweater, put on a sweater, take off a
I
sweater.
should have my fan. My fan
Hot
is
flashes,
upstairs.
yes.
I am
I know.
perimenopausal too.
Isn't that amazing how we go through these cycles of life together?
Yes,
Yeah.
together.
And it's beautiful. So before we
is.
get started, and I welcome you guys, I want to talk about, I always like to start off by letting people know what the 90 means. 90% behind the 90 with Nika. 90% of what we go through in life is about our past. Only 10% is about the here and now. So that 90% represents our story, making it very important to understand that. And I think we are close enough where we know each other's story, right? We
Yeah.
know each other's 90%, which is good. And so often a lot of people don't know each other's story. And I think that's why some friendships don't stick and stay, because people don't know the intimate details about people's lives. Okay. So before I introduce you guys, I want to go over the topic again. And it's titled Friends Without Roots: The Disappearing Act of Commitment in modern friendships. So I thought it was very fitting for me to talk about this with you guys because you're my BFFs, right? So I thought it was fitting for us to talk about this. So before we get started, what I'd like to do, I'll pose a question, I'll pose it to Rachel, then I'll pose it to Nikki, or vice versa. So let's talk about how we met. So Rachel, let's talk about how me and you met. So I would like for you to explain that.
So my name's Rachel Wallace. I'm one of Nika's and Nikki's BFFs. Nika and I met when we were 21. I remember it like it was yesterday. We met through one of your high school best friends, guy best friends, Ronald. We called him Hop. And he and I were dating at the time. And so it was Sweetest Day or Valentine's Day, one of those love holidays. And we were going out to dinner. And he was like, before we got to dinner, I'm taking you by somebody's house that I want you to meet. And I was like, who else are we going over? He was like, you'll see when we get there. So short story, he had always told me about you. He had already said, you guys were great friends. And so we pulled up on Robeson. And I'm sorry, somebody's knocking at my door. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not expecting anybody. Anyway,
that's kind of scary. They kind of banging on your door.
Yeah, they were banging like, what's going on? So I'm going to keep going because I'm not expecting anybody and I don't do pop-ups.
No.
That's right. Anyway, so we pulled up on Robeson Street that you lived on. That was Robeson, right? Robeson.
Oh, yeah. West Side.
Okay, West Side.
What up, though?
What up, Joe?
What up, though? It's a Detroit thing. If you know, you know.
Exactly.
Right. If you know, you know. What up, though? We pulled up. You guys, you opened the door, and it was Mom Davis. It was you, Felicia, Fifi, I call her, Shelly, and you. And I just saw this beautiful, bright smile, and that's how we and that's how we met. And it's like I don't know, we just hit it off. It was so flawless, right? We hit it off, and man, he and I did work out. Still friends to this day. But man, I think it was a divine connection and meant for us to meet. So that's how we met.
Yay! Yes. Meant to be. So, Nikki, would you introduce yourself and how me and you met?
Now, I will say I may not remember all the details.
But I remember some of them.
Okay.
They're pretty funny.
All right. Because I remember I met you with Rachel.
Common denominator.
Yes.
Yep.
It was, I don't know if we were going out or I don't know.
Rachel, Nikki, you know where it was.
You know where it was.
Oh. Okay. Yes. We were going out. It was, we were going out at a local club, whatever. And yeah, that's where I met.
We don't want to get.
Yeah,
we don't want to
won't
get
go into all
details.
those details, but
We could give a high level cliff note. I'm gonna let y'all do that.
some stuff jumped off, and
So wasn't it Rachel's boyfriend that was giving the party?
yeah,
I threw a surprise party for him.
Oh, you threw a surprise party for him.
It was his birthday party.
Yes.
So I threw a surprise party for him. You guys, we all went, and that's how you two met
yeah.
each
So
other.
in the midst of the chaotic
Chaos.
situation, I think I turned to Nika and was like,
What's going on?
we need to I think we need to go or take care of this or whatever. So I do recall, like, you know, I think I have a gift of discernment, and I just felt like you were a really good person. Your energy was good, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to be, I want to be her friend. So I was like, I was glad that Rachel introduced me because you have been a blessing. So
Thank you. It's mutual. Like I said, when Hop introduced me to Rachel, I feel like, man, that was the reason they got together so that we can meet. Like you said, you guys can extend your relationship, but like you say, you have a friendship. And the same with you, Nikki. It was just like, wow. And it was nice that Rachel, a lot of times in relationships, people don't like to, like you and Rachel are day ones, right? So you guys have been knowing each other a very long time. And sometimes people are a little insecure about bringing friends together. So Rachel, salute to you, and you too, Nikki, for not getting in the way of a friendship.
Yeah,
right? Some people can be a little insecure about that.
That's true. We've been friends since Nikki and I, like you said, day one, since we were 7.
Yeah.
So we grew up in church together. We were in the little kids choir. Her mom was our choir director. So we've been best friends and singing ever since we always like to say our powder blue robes.
Yes, my mom. She sewed those. So yeah,
she did, and then end up going to high school together, Benedictine. So we're 50. Well, Nikki's 50. Well, we're both 54, but since we were 7. So
I think our friendship's been secure enough that I wasn't like threatened by anybody else. I was just like,
yeah,
we're still gonna be cool regardless. So
absolutely,
I'm okay with good energy, people that are nice and
right.
That's
like,
an over 45-year friendship.
Yeah.
So
why? Yeah, like why not bring good people together, right? Especially when everyone has good intentions. There's no, no trying to compete, outdo each other. And I've never felt that with us, that anyone's trying to outdo or shine more than somebody else. When someone is doing good, we celebrate each other. When someone's not doing so good, we kind of rally together and make sure everybody's okay. So we all have our ups and downs too, but I just got a small confession. When I was growing up in my friendships, because I have some day ones too, and I'm going to bring them on next week. I can recall not always feeling secure in my relationships. When you meet people like early on, and I had some insecurities, right? I was tall, I was a little awkward. And so I used to get bullied for that. And so I remember feeling like if I wasn't in constant contact with people, that the friendship wasn't really solid. I felt insecure about that when I was younger. And then as you get older, and I remember someone saying to me, Nika, just because you don't talk to somebody every day, it doesn't mean that the friendship is fractured. And we don't talk every day, guys.
No,
we do not. But the reality is we still stay connected because we feel like we don't have to talk every day to still love each other and stay connected. Right. What are your thoughts on that, ladies?
Yeah,
Nikki,
I agree with that too. Like, life is life, and we know what we have is in our friendship. We're not like questioning that. We know everybody's heart and intent. So I think, I don't mind, if I'm going through something, I can't talk right now. It's not like we pick up where we left off when we do talk. So I think, it is what it is. We're not like, well, you didn't call me back, and, like all that kind of thing. So I appreciate the grace you guys give me when I'm busy, and I try to allow the same grace when you guys are busy. So,
yeah, same. Rachel, what are your thoughts on that?
I just think as you grow older and you mature, friendships go through different seasons, right? So there are seasons where you are in touch a little bit more than others. There are some seasons where you're not in touch with each other as often. As Nikki said, life be life, and you both are wives, your mothers, over 20 years, over 20 years. You have children. I'm single, never married, no kids. And so I think that there has to be grace that's extended. So I saw something on one of those social media sites that says, even if we don't talk every day or communicate every day, doesn't mean that I love you any less. The love is still there. What I do appreciate about our friendship is, as Nikki's already stated, we pick right up where we left off. But we know that if we really need each other and we send out that SOS text or that 911 text, we know that we are intentional about saying, okay, this is a SOS or this is a 911. Yeah. We need to be in contact. And we show up for one another when it's most important. Yeah. That's why I appreciate what I appreciate about our friendship. And there is a lot of grace that's extended. We're all, career women, and we're all busy at different stages and different times of life. So I appreciate that.
So it's definitely, quality over quantity. And so that's what I had to learn as you develop in your friendships. It's not about talking to someone every day. It's about the quality of time that you spend when you do spend time with each other. I know you guys recently got together in February, right? In Atlanta.
January.
Yeah.
It's January.
On her birthday. Yeah. On her actual birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. And, and if I was not secure in my friendship with you guys, I couldn't make it, unfortunately. But if I was not secure in our friendship, I would have felt a certain kind of way. And I'm glad that we do have that security. I can, what did you guys do? Did you guys have fun? And be really secure and happy that you guys were able to spend that time together, because that time is so important. So I was really bummed out that I couldn't make the time. But, just having that security that you guys FaceTime me while you guys were eating breakfast, I thought that was the sweetest thing, so I could feel included. I'm like,
yeah.
That's, you guys are having fun in the sun in Atlanta, and y'all were eating breakfast, and we gonna call Nika.
You were missed, so we were like,
you were missed. So we wanted to make sure you felt included, even if it was just for a little bit of time. But that was important. It was like a no-brainer.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
I don't have an iPhone. Nikki had to do it. I'm Queen Android over in these streets. I'm Queen Android.
Oh.
I am not, whatever.
Wait.
Listen, to y'all.
Heard this Android. We lucky we still friends, because I
never switching to an I nothing. You hear me? So I know I'm messing up the little group text with my little blue and y'all green and little bubbles. It is what it is. Y'all still love me.
So let me do this, guys. I want to make sure that it is showing live on Facebook. Can you text Carla and see, is it showing live?
Okay.
Oh, it is. It is showing live.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. But for some reason, I just want to make sure, because sometimes I'll have some viewers, but like I said, it's being recorded. So if people want to go back, I would like to have people come join in and have conversations about their friendships.
Nobody's joined in yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
I know. Yeah, Nina was calling me as soon as we were coming on. So
but it's showing. If they're friends with me, it'll show. So one of the questions that I want to ask you guys, because we're Generation X, right? So that Generation X is 1965 to 1980.
Yes.
And then you have millennials. So that age range is 45 to 61. Then you have millennials, 1981 to 1996. So that's 29 to 45. What do you think is different? Because I have a lot of, I have like my niece, my nephew, and I know a lot of other people in that millennial kind of age. And I feel like the friendships are so fragile. Yeah. What do you think, Rachel, is the difference between Generation X and millennials? What do you think is different about it? And Nikki, I'll ask you that question too, but Rachel, what do you think is different?
I think the one thing that's different is we have thicker skin, Gen X.
Mm.
We are the
Yes.
latchkey kid generation. And what I mean by that is many of us, this wasn't my story, because my mom, I grew up in a two-parent household. Parents were married 58 years. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, right? So
Beautiful.
God rest her soul. She's so missed. But she's here in spirit.
And she is.
She's looking down at us, smiling like, look at them, still
Look
going,
at that.
going strong.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lifers.
Lifers.
Right.
But I think our skin is just so much thicker. We have thick skin. We know how to let stuff go. We know we have emotional intelligence. We know about conflict resolution. So when conflict arises, and certainly it has arisen over our, 30 and 40-year friendship, we know how to solve problems. We know how to come to the table, talk things. If we got to talk it out, cry it out, cuss it out, scream it out. But at the end of the day, we made a commitment that we lifers come hell or high water. So we know how to just resolve conflict, within the friendship circle. But our skin is thick.
Yeah.
We gotta let stuff roll off our back. We know how to. Okay, I don't think she meant it that way, but it came out this way. And if we have a question on it, we know how to call each other to the table and discuss it, right? We know how to hold each other accountable.
Okay.
That's my perspective from what I'm seeing in the different generations. We just have thicker skin.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Nikki? What are your thoughts?
I do agree with Rachel on that. They're a little soft and easily offended. Also, I do think, social media has played a big role in their lives. And for us, we formed our friendships outside in person.
Yes.
So when you're talking to somebody in person, it's just a different skill set that you're learning on, like how to read people. And because now people are like, well, they texted and they said this, and it's like, I don't know what they meant. So then I might be like, well, they meant this, so it's like they're more offended. But if I'm in front of you and we're talking, then I can say, oh, that was just, she was busy, or, I'm not, it's not a big deal.
Exactly. Like you said, as long as the friendship is feeling easy, people stick and stay. But the moment it feels hard, they got to do some work. And I don't want to overgeneralize as if all millennials are this way, but that's just what I've been hearing. And I get there are times where you need to, in relationships, especially if there's a pattern of bad behavior, but sometimes you got to kind of try to understand, the whole fight and flight thing. Sometimes you got to fight for it a little bit if it's worth fighting for. And I think sometimes people don't know how to fight.
Right.
They don't want to be uncomfortable.
That's good, Nika. I'll add one more thing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe also we're not in competition with each other. And so what I'm saying, and I'm not saying all, but I do see some friendship groups there, and it appears that they're in competition with one another. I've always said when one of us win, we all win, right? We know how to celebrate one another and encourage one another. We're not jealous or envious. Like, I don't want what you have, or Nikki, and vice versa, right? We know how to celebrate each other's wins. So we're not competing against each other.
No.
Yes.
I've never felt that spirit, that competing spirit between the two of you. I've never felt that.
No. Ever.
And I will say, just an example, like my daughter had like a high school friend, and for whatever reason, she just wouldn't return text messages, and it was never a conversation. And it was just like, she was just kind of like, well, she just stopped, she just dropped off and ghosted me. So it was just a little different response, but they were like really close. So I was like, that had to hurt her feelings. I just was like, why did she do it like that? I don't know, but yeah.
That is painful. Like you said, when you see your kids go through it. And I know I try to teach my kids how to problem solve and, how to be good friends to people. And I don't know, Nick, I think that's a good point that you make. I don't know if parents on the other end. I know I'm a mental health therapist. I feel like even if I wasn't, my personality is such that I want my kids to be good human beings, right? Sometimes you're gonna feel sometimes you have to end relationships. That's true. And you shouldn't just ghost people. You should have a conversation so that you give people an opportunity to be better. Now that doesn't mean you got to reconcile with them.
Yeah.
But like, hey, you did this and I'm offended. Give me a chance to correct it.
Right.
Yeah.
How can we be better if we're not sharpening each other? Because it's through our interactions with each other that we come to learn things about ourselves. And I want to be sharpened. I don't want to be walking around here being stupid.
And I'm sure if she said, like something that was said I didn't like, or they could have had a conversation, but it was just kind of like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Her and another friend, they were like, I don't know what happened. We don't know. We just have no idea what happened. So I always try to teach my kids like how to be friends, how to like keep the relationships going between their friends now that they're in college and graduated and stuff. Because that's just not a skill that these kids know. They just don't know how to keep those going.
No, they don't. Yeah. They don't. We probably kind of touched on this. What does loyalty and friendship actually look like in this season of adulthood? Well, before we answer that, in our younger years, because we met in our 20s, what did loyalty look like then versus now? Rachel? I mean, actually, let me get Nikki, because Nikki, you answered that. I asked Rachel answer the first one.
Okay, so back then, I think it's similar to now, but back then, I think it's just like the trust factor of like, if I tell you some private information, is it repeated? Did I hear it back? Or if my name is brought up in a room, are you going to defend me, or are you going to like agree with the people and just, talk bad about me too? You got your girl code. If I'm dating somebody, we are all together. I met him. Are you, flirting with him? Like those.
Right. Like then.
But I think now in this day and age too is still like, loyalty as far as privacy, but also, I think we just have like this longevity that I know I can talk to you about things and it won't blow up in our friendship. It's just, I don't know how to put it into better terms, but that's what I think for now. It's just, I've already got that established, that trust with you all in our younger years. So now I just feel like you guys are, very supportive, and I kind of know you guys are loyal, and it's not going to be where you're telling business and that type of thing. So,
right. Exactly. No, I agree with that, Nikki. Yeah, it's definitely, you want that level of trust. If you're disclosing some things, you're being vulnerable, you want that level of trust on younger years and now. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Rachel, what about you?
I would agree with everything Nikki just said. I would add a little bit more to the younger years. I think because when we met, at least for you and I, Nika, we were in our 20s. We were 21. Nikki and I, since we were 7. But I think we hung a lot more. Y'all wasn't married. Y'all didn't have kids. None of us did. So we was out in those Detroit streets. We was out on Jefferson. We was hanging out on Belle Isle. Nikki and I, we would go to, what was our place with the wings?
Sweetwater
Tavern.
Oh, Sweetwater
we
Tavern.
Would get our drink of choice was that toasted almond.
Right.
We're
at the warehouse. We was at the warehouse. All that. Yes.
Yeah. We was out in those Detroit streets. So I would put some of that as loyalty, because it's like, okay, how can I forget Fridays? Back in the day, certainly in the 90s, Fridays was in Southfield. Was the place to be. And Nikki and I hung out there so much where we got to know the security guard, and we didn't even have to stand in line. He would see us and he would just let us in. Like, you would think we were celebrities. That's how much we were there. So I would say for me, loyalty was, okay, what we doing this weekend? We hanging because
I know
we didn't have any responsibilities. But in addition to hanging, everything Nikki has said just true. for me, it was if I'm in a room and somebody don't like Nikki or you, and they're talking about you, I take, I'm always the protector of my friendship groups. I don't let that slide, because what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna talk about my besties or anybody that I'm cool with or family in my face. And I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna check you on the spot. That's just who I roll. And that was back then, and it's the same way now. You're not gonna play in my face when it comes to my besties, my friends, or anybody that I love and care about. That's not gonna happen on my watch.
That's good.
And the disclosure, being able to be vulnerable, right? Back then and back now. I think that has grown. Now, we give each other permission, or have given each other permission in our 40s to hold us accountable and call us on the carpet. So when I say that, I think now we have matured enough where we can tell each other about ourselves in spite of ourselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are difficult conversations to have, right?
Yeah.
But I think now we're in a position where we can handle those difficult conversations, because we've just grown to, we in this for life. And this is going to be a difficult conversation. It's not going to be one of those, conversations where I'm going to sugarcoat. Sometimes you just gotta say it direct and say it how it is, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
But then you work it out. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me chime in on this one, because I remember I hung out a lot with you in my 20s, Rachel. Because Rona and Shelly, they were married and they had kids. And so I was so grateful to God that I found somebody my age, because I was always around them. Then when they started having their families, I'm like, oh my gosh, so it's amazing how God works. But me and you, we would, like you said, we would be hanging out, go to the ATM, get that faithful $20 out of that. $20. We would always get that $20.
Never 40 or 30.
Actually, that was more you. I'm like, Rachel.
That was me. It was.
I'm like, Rachel, why don't you get more than $20 out?
That was,
those stores wasn't always taking cards, right? So we had to get cash out, but Rachel would get this faithful $20. And not only that, Rachel was dating more than me back then. So Rachel would take me on her dates with her. She trusted me. I was a third wheel sometime with one of your boyfriends. And it was so nice.
Two of them, actually. Two of them, actually.
Oh, two? Okay. But it was never a feeling like I'm leaving you out, Nika. I mean, of course, you guys used to go out by yourselves sometimes, but I thought it was always so nice that you had enough trust in me. Like, girl, come on, go with us. And they would be welcoming too. And like my big brother. So, yes. Well,
they loved you enough. Like, they would be like, what Nika doing today? Tell her to come meet us here. So it was like, Nika was the sister. So I was secure.
Third wheel.
But we had fun, didn't we?
We absolutely did.
You never felt like a third wheel.
Never felt that way at all. Yeah.
I missed those times when I was living in New York, but I moved back.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about
where we left off when you moved back?
Because you were living where, Nikki?
Rochester, New York.
Oh, Rochester, New York, right. I think we were somebody had a party remember that club called Nichols?
Yeah, that was my going away party.
That was our going away party.
That was your going away party. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. Well, I want to ask you guys this. Nikki, you kind of mentioned this about your daughter. When you think about today, when people don't want to deal with people, they block them, they delete them, and they ain't trying to work things out. What do you guys think about this? Because even you got grown people doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you guys feel about blocking people and deleting people? Like, if you're not dealing with them anymore, do you feel the need to block them on social media, to block them on your phone? Do you feel the need to do that?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I just saw this Instagram video and the girl, she was like, I'm a Capricorn. You don't have to worry about me blocking you because I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. Which I am a Capricorn. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, I don't need to block or anything, but this generation, I don't know. I think they just want to like cut deeper with it. I don't know. Like,
what message does that send?
Yeah, I don't know, because I just don't get how people deal with struggle and adversity nowadays. They just don't talk about it, and it's like petty stuff that could be resolved if we just have a conversation. But you want to block people, so now you just can't have that conversation anymore. So I just don't even know. I don't get it. I don't go through the blocking.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty immature. Rachel, what are your thoughts on blocking people? If you don't want to deal.
Yeah. I'm laughing about the Capricorn because everybody knows that, and I'm a Virgo, true Virgo. Everybody knows when a Virgo is done, they done. done. So my cutoff game is very strong. But even with having a very strong, Nikki laughing, even with having a very strong cutoff game, doesn't matter if you're male or female, I've never blocked or deleted anybody but one person that was stalkerish. But other than that, I just know how to, when I'm done and I reach my limit, I can just not pick up the phone. I don't feel the need to have to delete, to have to block. My cutoff game is so strong now. It's just like, I'm done, right? So I don't get that. I think it's generational, in my opinion. I don't think it's Gen X doing it because we didn't have all these features. We did not even generation that had BlackBerry. We started off with pagers. Those pagers. We still have pay phones, right? So you get a beep or a page, you got to pull over, go to the pay phone, put your little quarter, make a phone call. So I think it's very generational. So I don't get it. I don't feel the need to do that, but it goes back to Nikki said it, I think, and I'm not trying to offend generations, but I got to call it like I see it.
Absolutely.
They're a softer generation where we have thick skin, right? Because we had to, because some of us was taking care of younger siblings. Some of us was starting dinner while our parents was at work. So we had much more responsibility at a young age than these kids do at this age. So it's emotional intelligence. It's knowing how to resolve conflict. And I just don't think they haven't seen that. I don't know if they haven't seen it or it hasn't been modeled. So when they cut deep. Like they go for the jugular. Right. I'm just done.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty sad. Go ahead, Nikki.
I said, what do you think, Nika?
Yes.
I'm having a menopause moment. I got to remember my question.
The block.
That is so. You see how vulnerable you can be. Yeah, she having a menopausal moment.
I don't find the need to block people though. But I remember growing up, my cutoff game. I think the thing that I grew in once I met you guys. I was a grudge holder. I mean, I could hold a mean grudge, and I could see you and look straight through you. Yeah. And I was that way. And so that was then. But today, I'm not going to necessarily block you. I may remove your number out of my phone. And I've only had to do that with one person. And Rachel, you know who I'm talking. And Nikki, you probably know who I'm talking about too. And it's a family member. But it's only one person that ever done that, because it was just like years and years of giving a person an opportunity to be a better human being. And so at some point it's just that feeling of freedom. It's not trying to be, catty or nasty. It's just, you know what?
Just protecting your peace.
Finally done. I'm just done. And again, it takes a lot for me to be done with somebody. Right. So in terms of blocking and stuff like that, I'm just going to remove your number out of my phone. And then if I do see you, I'm not good with small talk with people. I'm a very much a person who, I can do small talk, but if I'm not feeling you, I can't do small talk.
No.
So I just can't. So for me, it's a function of, I'm going to give you probably too many opportunities. My niece says I give people too many opportunities. Like, Auntie, you give people too many opportunities. I'm like, you don't give enough. But you tell me I give too many opportunities and chances. And so for me, at some point, I do have to just wipe my hands clean and be done with you. So not blocking you, just removing your number out of my phone. So yeah. So let's talk about the reality shows. I don't know. Sometimes it's my guilty pleasure, but here lately, guys, it has been so very hard to look at the Atlanta Housewives. I mean, the Housewives franchise.
Okay, yeah.
Just all of them, right? So when you think about those dynamics, like when you see those, like what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see those interactions? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, okay, so I'll just give an example of Married to Medicine. Okay.
Yes.
So I thought about you guys when this happened on the show this season, where, okay, so Heavenly is saying that Simone pushed her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The footage is saying she didn't push her; she just removed her arm. Okay.
Right.
So then Jackie goes on what happens live or whatever.
Right.
And Andy specifically asked her what happened, or did Simone push her? And she could not open her mouth and say no, she did not push her. She just was like, well, I wasn't there, or I didn't see it, and I was like, that's when I say, if I'm not in the room, you should be defending me. That was the example that I was just like, now I know why Simone is mad. And, she was questioning their friendship, because I was like, I don't get why she couldn't say it. So then at the reunion, she did say it, because Simone was like, I'm done,
Yeah.
But that was just an example.
That's a great example.
I don't think you guys would do that, but it just bothered me. But on social media, people were like, well, Simone's just overreacting. I'm like, no, to me, that's the bare minimum of a friendship.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to say, I'm like, if I'm a doctor, I could lose my license if I'm violent with somebody. So you're going to let that lie perpetuate online?
Yeah, that's insane. Rachel, did you see that?
I did.
But thanks for bringing that up, Nikki. That's a very good. Thanks for bringing that up.
I used to be an avid watcher of all the reality shows. Lately, I just can't. I think it's just, it doesn't represent, in my humble opinion, the best of us.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get disheartened and disturbed when people are friends, legitimate friends, true friends, off of the show.
Right.
And then when the camera is rolling, you become like a different person.
Right.
So you should be able to be, if you're going to, it's called reality TV.
Yeah.
I know it's scripted.
Yeah.
But it can be scripted and you can still be authentically yourself, that you are off the camera, that you would be, or on the camera, that you would be off the camera.
Right.
So in the situation Nikki just brought up between Simone and Jackie, clearly, Stevie Wonder could see it, and Ray Charles, God bless his soul. Rest his soul.
Well, there's a comment. Hold on one second. Keep going.
Clearly, when Andy showed the footage, Simone did not push her at all. Clearly, the right answer, you're a doctor, and so your integrity is on line. And then this is your best friend that you've known before Heavenly,
it was like 20 years or so, right?
You should be able to state emphatically, no, Heavenly didn't push her, and still hold Heavenly accountable.
Absolutely.
That's where the accountability comes into play. You have, in my humble opinion, a responsibility, especially as a physician, where she could lose her license. So now we're talking about one's livelihood. So you have a responsibility to your friend that you was friends with before Heavenly came into the picture.
Right.
You have a responsibility as a doctor, knowing that your best friend can lose her license.
Yeah.
And then just being a Black woman, a Black woman holding somebody accountable. You can still be friends with Heavenly and hold her accountable and tell her, you're wrong in this situation. You lied.
Right.
You know what I think sometimes it is, and thank you so much for bringing that up, Rachel. I think some people are so afraid of losing certain friends because they feel like if I tell the truth or if I expose the truth with this particular friend, I don't trust that they'll ride or die. They'll stay there. And so if you are questioning whether or not you can hold your friend accountable, if you can't hold your friend accountable, we can't hold each other accountable. We don't have a friendship.
No.
We do not have a friendship if you can't pull me aside. Now, don't say it around a million people, right? But in that moment where they are talking about it, yeah, you should be able to do that. But if I need to pull you aside, you need to pull me aside. I want that, like what we talked about earlier. It's just like sharpening each other. But I feel like there's no trust in some of these relationships that if I really, for lack of a better term, call you out on something, I'm not sure you're going to stay my friend. And I think, and that's so sad. Now we got a comment here. So Nita said, we're going to go back to the blocking. Hi, Nita. She says, blocking is a form of punishment. It gives the blocker a sense of power over the other. I can agree with that. Blocking.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does.
But the other person don't even know that they're blocked. So it is power over the other person, but the other person, unfortunately, don't even know they blocked.
Right.
Well, sometimes they do. So she said something else. Okay. Thank you for these interactions. I used to love reality shows, but the fighting and the cursing just became so crazy that no one had standards anymore. They say and do whatever for the ratings and betray their friends. You are absolutely right, Nita. They do.
You know, one friendship that was destroyed on reality TV, and it's sad, is Portia and Shamia. Like, they were legitimately friends outside of the show, like besties. And then when Shamia joined the show, I don't know if I saw some jealousy and envy on Portia's side towards Shamia. One,
I agree with that.
It appears, I don't know her, but it appears Shamia has a solid marriage, right? And it appears when you talk about Atlanta housewives, Shamia is from Atlanta and she is a housewife, and her husband
real housewife.
is a real housewife. And it appears that her and her husband are financially doing very well based on what they've showed, right? And I saw what I saw was, I don't know if Portia wanted Shamia to have that shine that she had. And I saw a little envy and jealousy.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that their friendship suffered.
But you know what? That was brewing in Portia from the start. It's almost like when we talked about earlier, we like to see each other win, right? But some people are like, I want to see you win, but you can't surpass me. You can only go here. Don't go here. Because once you go here, we got a problem. But I need you to stay here. And that ain't cool.
That's not friend. That's not real friendship, though, right?
That's not.
Yeah.
You should want to bring her along with her, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My laptop battery is going low, so I'm sorry.
Now, girl, why you had that charged up?
It was charged. I don't understand. Okay.
I'm kidding you. No. So yeah. So I guess we can see what else. What other questions? Let me see. Well, we've pretty much talked about a lot of stuff in terms of the quick exits in relationships. And for us, what do you think, Rachel? Do you feel like we... Let me wait for Nikki. I want to wait for her.
Okay. This is real life.
This is real life.
Listen, we just roll with the punches.
That's right.
Right. Roll with it.
Okay, so this is the question. If our friend group, because we got other people, like I said, Nita, she's our, that's your cousin. That's our friend. We love Nita. So we're group, right? So say if your friendship group were on a reality show, what kind of storyline would viewers see? It would be boring. Loyalty, competition, forgiveness, or silent resentment. What would people see? Loyalty, we already said it. Competition, forgiveness, or silent resentment.
You
Or
want
you
to
can add
answer
your own
first?
stuff.
Okay. I think there's two: loyalty and forgiveness.
Okay.
They would see loyalty and forgiveness. They definitely wouldn't see, what were the other two? Competition, and what was the other one?
Let me go back there. I'm sorry, Rachel.
Silent resentment. No,
Yeah.
no. It's definitely loyalty
Forgiveness.
and forgiveness. Yeah.
Well, I'm
And you're having a good time.
And I'm gonna say loyalty first.
definitely loyalty, but I have to be transparent here. I know when I was trying to have kids, and it was very difficult to have kids, and
Mhm.
Nikki was whipping out babies, right? Which was a blessing. And I was super, 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 super duper happy for Nikki. But I remember saying, Lord, I'm happy for Nikki. She's having a child.
Mhm.
Why can't I have one too? So it's not that I wasn't happy, but I had to be honest with myself. It was hard because I had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
I had to have all this stuff done to have a baby. And I remember it being really hard to see pregnant women.
Mhm.
And I had to deal with myself. I'm like, that's my friend. It's one of my best friends. I gotta get this right. And it doesn't mean we're not gonna have these feelings. It's just that you don't want to stay there because
Right.
we're all human. We're gonna have feelings that you feel you're not proud of. Not again, not that I was saying, I don't know, I wish it was me instead of her. No, I'm happy that you are, but it's hard to be around somebody that's pregnant. I'm like, Lord, help me out with this because I don't want to miss opportunity to be with my friend because I'm uncomfortable. So I had to be, that's another thing about good friendships. The feelings that we have sometimes may not be the feelings that we want to have, but if we're checking those feelings, that's what we need to do.
Right.
You say, I'll never have a negative feeling or a feeling that's not pure or what have you, but we do have these feelings. And so what do we do when we have those thoughts? Do we confront it? I think I did tell you, Nikki.
Yeah, you did tell me.
Yeah.
I appreciated you telling me because I would have been like, why is she not wanting to spend time?
Yeah.
I guess I would question, is it one, I guess with the question, I thought you meant present and not past, because I think that makes a difference. I think that makes a difference.
What did you just say? I'm sorry, say it again.
I said with the question, I thought you meant present and not past.
Oh, I just kind of brought up some past stuff.
Okay, past. Okay. So,
I just brought up some past stuff.
So I guess I would question, is that really resentment? Because you're not resenting the fact that Nikki has bear children. I don't think you're not resenting that because you're happy for her. I think it's more internal, like
a want,
a want or a desire. Why not me? And I can use the same thing for marriage, right? So that's why I didn't say silent resentment, because I've never, even though I'm 55, never married, no kids, and you guys are both married and mothers, and that's truly, I mean, you guys know this, truly a heart's desire of mine. It has been since I graduated, since I was in college, right? Given that I came from such longevity in my family lineage, I never resented the fact that you guys were married and had children. I internalized it and said, what is it about me that somebody don't find me worthy enough to make me a wife where I can then become a mother? But it was never silent resentment because I was able to, for me, I'm just speaking for me, because I was able to still share in and celebrate the two of you with what I call my brothers in love, your husbands.
Right.
Because I was generally happy that the two of you have husbands that are so worthy of you two, because that's what you want for your friends. You want your friends to be in a loving, committed relationship and somebody that's worthy of, because you know the pedigree that they are or they come from. So for me, speaking for me.
No, so when I say resent me, I resented that I couldn't. I wasn't resenting of Nikki being pregnant, but I resented the fact that I couldn't. I could not conceive a child naturally. So I was
Got it.
resentful of that, not so much of Nikki, but I was
Yeah.
resentful, like why I can't do it, like why me not, Lord. So
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, definitely not resentful toward Nikki, like,
Got it.
because definitely celebrating her and happy
Mhm.
for her beautiful adult children now.
Mm.
Because I was resenting the situation
Mm.
I couldn't conceive. And I already
Mhm.
knew when I was younger that it was going to be very hard for me because the doctors always
Mhm.
said I had endometriosis and it's going to be hard for you. So I knew that, but I didn't want to believe it. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm. Hmm.
So as we come to a close, I want you guys to both answer this, and we probably already have. I know, and I had presented these questions. There was a lot of questions. However, we have really kind of answered all of them in a way already. So I'm going to ask you both this. What are the roots that make friendships last for decades? Rachel, you want to go first?
No, come back to me on that. I
Okay.
need a little bit of time. Sorry.
Okay, y'all want to think about it? Nikki, what about you?
I guess the roots are we spent time together, lots of time together. I think we established trust and loyalty through our friendship and interactions. How we dealt with issues between us, and I think being supportive during the down moments and the high moments, we've been able. So that is when somebody's going to show up for you, that's a root that's planted as well. Being a 2-time cancer survivor, like you guys have always showed up for me in that way, in those difficult times, and then in the high times, you guys are showing up too. So I think those are some roots that we established when we were younger that carry us through.
Oh, that's good.
So when adversity might come up in our friendship, we can look back and say, "But this person I know, has my back." So.
Oh, that's chills. Okay, so
yeah. So
root. Man, that's good.
Mm.
Like you said, those trying times, and it's just like we're there for each other.
Yeah.
We're not there just in the good times. In the bad times, we're there. We're uncomfortable. We're okay with being uncomfortable sometimes.
Right.
What's going on in that mind, that beautiful mind, right?
I think the first thing for me is love. It starts with there. I have, and I think I've always told you guys this, I have for my friends, for my my best friends, and of course I have different friend groups.
Yeah.
We all do. But I treat my friends, because I take friendship, so you guys know this, so very seriously. I don't use that term loosely.
Correct.
Because a friend is being able to go through different seasons of life. And when I love hard. I'm a hard lover, unapologetically. And I look at you both more so as family than friends. Like you're like my right and my left arm. I don't know what I would do without you. Like really, I don't. And I would be heartbroken and devastated if something was to happen to either one of you, or if our friendship ended. I would grieve that loss. So for me, it starts with love. It starts with love. It's rooted in love. It's centered with love. It ends with love, first and foremost. And then grace. There's a level of grace that we extend to one another because we know each other's heart. So even if we cannot, Nika and I, real talk, Nikki, we hadn't spoken on the phone maybe in a few months. It's uncharacteristic of us. But because she's been in a busy season, I've been in an extremely busy season, time just went away. Does that mean the love goes away? Of course not, right? The love never goes away. So that's where that love comes into play. But that's also where grace comes into play, because you don't get mad. The younger Rachel, or maybe the younger Nika, maybe would have had some type of resentment. Well, I ain't talked to her, but I see her hanging out with this other friend group over here. Well, we ain't talking.
Right.
Let's be real. The younger us would have had a problem with that.
Oh, for sure. I'm calling you to the table.
I'm like, okay, so you don't, I'm chopped liver now. You got these other friends over here. But there's a level of grace as you mature, as you get older, that you extend to one another because we know each other's heart, right? So love, grace, forgiveness comes with that. But then for me, it's showing up when it matters most. And I gotta say this, you both know, I lost my mother. That's still on Christmas Day of all days, unexpectedly. Didn't think that would happen, but the way you both showed up for me in such a devastating loss in different ways, right? But you showed up. That matters. That counts. So even during those times where there's been times where there's been separation, but because we made a commitment, right? That we life first and we take that seriously. If something arises, we're gonna work it out, cry it out, fight it out, cuss it out. But at the end of the day, we in this for life into the grave and beyond.
Pray it out. All of
Pray it out, all of that. We
all of
made
that.
a commitment, and that means something to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Nikki.
Yeah.
So Nita says, roots of friendship is trust, honesty, respect, no judgment, simply being there through thick and thin. Longevity in a friendship comes from a foundation of love and support. In a nutshell, yes.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Nita, for your support. And so that is everything that you guys said. Like I said, I ditto everything that you guys said. It's that accountability, it's that grace, it's that trust, it's that love. Like Nikki said, when you go through stuff, you know, you see who's there for you, because some people want to dip when things get hard, you know. And I think for young people, they don't know how to be there for each other. And again, not ragging on young people, but if they're listening, if the young person is listening to this, what message do you guys have for them? We only have a few more minutes, so make it concise because it's going to shut down in a little bit. What message do you have for young people? Nita, I want to hear from you too. What message, if they're listening?
I'm gonna say this: you can't go through life alone. You can't do life alone. We're not meant to. We're meant to be in relationship. If you're lucky, if you have one friend, maybe two, but if you do, learn how to have longevity in your friendships. Learn how to resolve conflict and stick it out. It's worth it.
All right.
You're looking at a 40-year friendship between me and over 45 years, over 30 years with me and Nika. That's rare in this day and age.
Yeah.
In the younger generation, let me say.
We've had problems, but we worked through those problems. And I think some people don't see the behind the scenes things that we've worked through and we've grown as a result of having problems. Because through problems, there's an opportunity to grow, and people don't realize that. Now, if it's a situation where you're unsafe and you're being abused, and you leave that friendship, and then if people aren't willing to change their bad behavior when you call it out, if they're not, then you need to exit stage left. But
absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Nikki?
Yeah, similar to what Rachel was saying. What I try to tell my kids too is like, you have to try to stay connected and try to stick it out. Like there's going to be some things that happen, but have you talked about it? Like, you can talk things out. It doesn't have to be just cut them off. Just, see if you can salvage the friendship before you just move on. Is it something small and petty? You just, maybe it's a misunderstanding. I just would give that advice, is like to give people a little grace and not just go immediately to like, I'm done with them, because like Rachel was saying, everyone needs somebody in this life, and you cannot get through life just by yourself. And so, I would just advise them to like stick things out and talk it out if there's any issues that come up. So
do the hard work, do the heavy lifting, because it'll pay off in the long run, because you're going to encounter problems in your working relationships. You choose to get married, friendships. you're gonna have to, again, if it's not worth it to do it, if it's a safety issue, whether it's mental, physical, you in those relationships, you should not. So let's hear from Nita real quick. Nita says, thanks so much, Nita. You have to be a friend in order to have a friend. Amen. Be open to communication, even if you see things differently. A good friend will be honest with you and not always agree. Be okay with woo. That is true. That is good.
What was that one question you said out of all of us, who plays what role? Wasn't that a question?
Yeah.
What role? I'm the protector.
You the protector?
Oh yeah. Fierce protector.
You are.
Yeah, I'm fighting for y'all. Like, I'm taking off earrings and I'm busting heads.
Uppercut.
I think Nikki is the observer and you're the peacemaker, Nika.
I will say that's spot on with the observer, because that is how I kind of like I feel it out. Like, what's happening? Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about it, right? I'm like, you're right, Rachel. You called
Nikki
that.
the peacemaker. She's gonna be like, no, we're talking about this.
Right.
Rachel will put you in a headlock.
Did you say headlock?
Rachel will put, if she close, Rachel will want to put you in a headlock. Now I see you put up the
y'all only seen me out of character one time. That's how y'all met.
Really? Rachel?
No, not Nikki. She seen me out of character.
See you, Nita. She said, see you. Love you. Love you too.
Because
we love you too. So guys, I thank you guys so much. I can't imagine not doing life with you guys. We are doing life together, and I appreciate doing life with you guys. I do not take for granted, like we said, we don't talk all the time, but I still feel the love, and that's the hope and prayer that I have for everybody that desires being in relationship to one another. I don't take this for granted. It's a gift. Nita, love you. Like I said, I feel it's, I don't see and talk to you all the time either, but your presence is always so loving and kind and genuine, and I appreciate that. And so it's truly a gift. Last words, ladies.
Nita said Rachel's that ride or die.
Yeah, Rachel's that ride or die that would take off them earrings and put on the Vaseline.
I'm the Angela of the group. I am.
Nita, you are right. Be like, Rachel.
I am.
Cool.
You need one like that in the group. Everybody need a friend that got your back. If something jump off, I'm the one that's gonna have your back.
Rachel, you got your back, your front, your side.
Yeah. I'm not running. I don't run from nothing. Don't let this bouginess and cuteness fool you. I will take these earrings off and throw these hands.
Yeah. My comment would be, we only have one life to live. Make sure you're living it to the fullest and with the people who love and support you. And you guys are it.
Yeah.
Mine would be, live life. We only get one life, and why not live it with those that you love, that love you back, that's there for you, that show up for you, and make memories. Make memories and take pictures.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When we get old in our rocking chairs, all we gonna have is them memories and them pictures.
Yes. So ladies, again, thank you so much. And for Nita, thank you. For those who wanted to be here and couldn't be here, but it's recorded, so you'll be able to watch it back. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is my dream, to have my own talk show. And I'm creating the dream. You know what? We have to just kind of create our own dream. This is something that I love to do. I love to expand the reach and bring these conversations, in a form where it's safe and we can talk about it. So ladies, I'm going to end the stream, but don't you go anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.